people of the World Wide Web. So it is a Friday, it's another collection video, and yes, this is, as the picture shows, Stone Protectors. So anybody who does or doesn't know, Stone Protectors was a toy line, a few series of toy lines, and one animated TV series from 1993. This was kind of a last-ditch effort to kind of populate trolls into the boy ones. Trolls were more or less seen, I think, in the late 80s, early 90s as girls, and obviously the popularity of these trolls were dying out. So they come up with this gimmick of Stone Protectors, and this is what the series has produced. Essentially, the TV series is based around the idea you have this bad guy called Zork. He's on this planet. He's after these 5 crystals as he goes to kind of steal them from the planet or the kingdom itself. There's an explosion and they retreat to Earth. On Earth, you have a really bad rock band called the Rock Detectors. They get kicked out of an establishment because obviously they can't really play. They're not really that good. They're down on a lack of something, and then they come across these stones that have retreated from this planet. Each one fuses with one of the people, and then it gives them special powers, and it turns them into troll-looking people. Thus, they are then the Stone Protectors, and it is their job to defend kind of the world against Zork, who comes from the planet to Earth to try and sabotage them, and he has Zinc, I think, and some other minions that come along and basically try and stop them. And that was the whole consensus of it. I have one of each of the main figures from the first line and the bad guy. I don't have anything else and not many accessories, but I'll go a bit more into that. So we'll go over to see them now. So let's start off. So these are Stone Protectors. This is the first guy from the good guy Stone Protectors. He is called Angus. Kind of had a Scottish Irish accent. Built as like a camo. As you see, they kind of have themes as well. Like one's a ninja. This is more a soldier. They used to have a gimmick, or they all came, as you see, they have this little stone here, that there was a flint in this. You can kind of hear it, but it doesn't work, and it should make this flash inside, but obviously this has been well used. Angus, he was the drum player of the band, so obviously they did in the cartoon feature that their musical instruments, and the characters did come with like guns and stuff, or Angus came I think with some guns and he came with a musical instrument. My plan is to find some cheap musical instruments and have the guys lined up like a little rock band, very much like Turtles. If you could see like the design of the arms, obviously they had the twists there. These are a little bit better to stand, not the greatest, as if I can try. You kind of really have to tilt them to get them and this is not like that. Obviously funny looking troll faces, and obviously have the real life troll looking hair. But there we go, that was the first guy, so that is Angus. Then we have Maxwell. So he was the lead guitarist, kind of like a gladiator type camo survivor guy. This obviously with his little knife and belt. Obviously most of these are in fairly good condition. I got these quite cheap. Obviously the blue troll hair. Again, his flint mechanism does not work anymore. Let's see if I can get him to stand. Yep, there you go. Again, this is the thing with having these accessories are really, really hard to find. Then we have Clifford. So this is probably my favourite character of the thing. Obviously, I do have one accessory. He's kind of a ninja, but ninja with roller skates, as the headband would turn. Obviously, I've got his harness. I believe he has some swords that clip in to there. Again, flint mechanism unfortunately does not work. Obviously, they've got the same sort of movement. It's just kind of almost the same mold, except for like different legs and different heads. Obviously, him having roller skates brings in the really hard to make him stand. Oh, there you go. Then we have Chester, obviously taking a page out of my book for a Mohawk. He's the wrestler guy, so as you can see, he's got the arm pads and kind of the wrestling gear. He was lead electric bass even, so he's the bass player of the band. No accessories again, because he's the big bulky guy, he stands a bit better than all the others. Again, no flint movement. Obviously these little crystal gimmicks were quite fun. Again, probably too little too late on the troll front. If this had been marketed a few years earlier, it may have done well. They did do, I think, a second line of figures which are a little harder to get hold of. And then the final good guy is Cornelius. So he's the lead singer of the band. Obviously his hair's a little bit fluffy, and this one has a little bit of paint. Obviously again, the flint mechanism doesn't work. He kind of has a gi type one, so he's kind of a karate guy with a very silly face, sticking his tongue out. There we go, and I can get him to stand. Obviously, as I mentioned, I did have a bad guy. This is Zork, so he's the main villain. Does come with a cape and some accessories. I don't have the cape or the accessories, but I did like his design. Obviously, little features around his knees and stuff. Obviously, really big feet because he's some sort of amphibian, so he stands really, really well. And then to kind of replace the fact that the good guys have a gem, he has that there. And then I will bring these in and try and get them all standing together, or I'm going to end up knocking them all over. We shall see. And then Angus in the front. Let's see if I can get him. Probably the most, as I say, if I can find some small band instruments, that's what I want to have. And there we are. So that is kind of 6 figures from the Stone Collector range. Does anybody remember this cartoon? I say this is a line that I wanted to represent, but I'm not really into it. Having the figures picked up all quite cheap is quite fun. As I say, if I can find band equipment, and it doesn't even have to be band equipment for this, if it's like a little miniature band, that's the setup I kind of want to be homage for this one. But yeah, if you do remember these, or you have got any of these figures, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. This has been another collection video for Cypher Sigma Toys, and I shall see you in the next one.